Catch My Crown. Welcome back to the Crown Catch Podcast. We're your hosts, Aneesa and Robbie, and we're so glad to have you back to review with us Queendom Season 2, Episode 6. Can't believe we're on Episode 6. It's been a journey. Before we get started, Aneesa, any remarks? I'm not even going to say 3 words because I feel like the journey to get to these performances has been so dragged out. I'm just exhausted.
Yeah, it was cute. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they sang ballads. So nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we should start off with
The first
the
team who went?
the Sun and Moon, which was
Yeah, Sun and Moon, which is Kepler and Luna, and they covered
mhm,
Don't Go by EXO. Yeah.
they did. It was cute. I feel like Young Gun was really wanting to dance more than sing.
Really?
Did you see her face when they're like, "Oh," she's like, "I want to dance," and then Eugen's like, "But you sing," and she's like, "Oh, I guess so," and I'm like, "Poor girl."
Yeah, it's one of those things because when you look at Kepler as a whole, like she has to be the one singing, and they have plenty of dancers. Like the dancers, it had to be those 3 who went. Otherwise, it would be like Luna who sent like their whole
Everybody.
team. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kepler, like if Youngin didn't go and sing, like who else was gonna go? It would just be Chaehyun by herself then at that point.
She's like, "Oh my gosh, I have to work. I don't want to work that hard."
Wait, but can't Mashiro sing? She didn't want to sing?
I mean, she's cute, but you know, when you think
Wait, she would have been great. She would have been great.
Okay, I'm sure she's enjoying not having to do anything.
Yeah, I think she just didn't want to do anything. Good for her, though. Good for her.
Eugen could have went. Eugen could have went and sang too.
Eugen is not a singer for like what they're trying to do. They need people who can actually sing, not idol singers.
Mashiro is not doing that. Then you just like her.
So is Mashiro just like a good idol singer? She's not like a singer.
No, she's not.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought her Mafia in the Morning stuff was cute. So I was like,
and that song is an idol song.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it had to be Youngin. I know she was mad. She was like, wow.
She's like, "Do you not see me introduce you to some new things? I do the boy groups. I rap. I'm not this type of girl. I'm in a lace dress. What is this? What you took away my black hair with the blonde highlights? I had a concept going. Now I'm looking like somebody. I don't look like myself. That's probably what Youngin's thinking. But
yeah, but she seemed like she enjoyed it. So good for her because she was crying. I think
she's a professional.
Yeah, she is.
But I swear, when she debuts solo, because she's the Yena of Kepler, we ain't gonna know what she's gonna do. She's gonna do something that none of us is expecting, except maybe you and I. She's gonna rap and sing and be hard and rough. And they're like, "What happened to the dresses? What happened to the nice soft pink outfits? Why are you wearing the baggy pants? Where's the boots? What's happening?" But she did good. She did good.
Mm-hmm.
This is off topic. Can they get better hairstylists? Because Chaehyung's hair, like it's not. I feel like, and this is the same kind, like when Tiffany went blonde in Girls' Generation, I didn't like it because it's just like yellow. Like hair has variety.
Oh, especially like when Jessica was blonde. But that was a wig. That was a mess.
No, that was her. Oh. That was her because she played Legally Blonde, the stage play, and they're like, "Well, I don't have to wear a wig because I'm already blonde," and I'm like, "All right, sister."
I thought that Chaehyun was pretty though. I like the blonde hair, but I get what you mean. Like they can like clean it up a little bit, make it match her skin.
Whatever Bahie has, she needs that because that blonde looks better. Whatever they need to do, they need to match the shade with her situation.
Yeah, or they could have kept her pink.
They really could have kept her pink. I don't know. She's trying to be different.
Oh wow.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut her up. It's not her fault, but it's the stylist's fault or whatever. Yeah. Whatever salon she went to, she need to go change it.
I think out of all the stages, though, this one was my favorite.
Really, it was. Yeah. It was giving me Another Dream vibes. Like you
No.
stand there. No, you know what? It was giving me My Ocean or My Sea, whatever that song
Yeah,
was.
it really was, but that's
That's what it
because
was giving
Chaehyun is
me.
there too.
And it was just standing there, and I'm like, okay. I feel like when I watched the performance, I don't know what they named their group.
Sun and Moon.
No,
Oh,
no, 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 no.
VVZ.
And
The galaxy who embraced the Milky Way or something.
yeah. I like it seemed like there was a lot more going, even though it was a vocal performance, it felt like this girl's here and then this girl's there and then this girl's here. And then like there's always some visual interest, which I think is important even for a vocal performance because like we're watching it. So we don't like we're listening, but we're watching. I'm sure like the live stage wasn't as intriguing as like watching it recorded because they can edit it to have all the different camera angles and whatnot.
The live stage for I would say it's about the same. They have their ups and downs, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
But back to Sun and Moon, they did really good. Chu did her thing.
I didn't know that she was such a vocalist, like a hard vocalist. Like
yeah. Luna's one of those groups where you know how the girls are doing it, where it's like, oh, you go to their profile and everyone has main rapper, main vocal, main dancer, main janitor or whatever. Like everyone has main on their stuff.
Janitor.
Yeah, like everyone's like main president of CEO. Everyone has these titles, but in reality, like she's the one that normally does those notes in Luna.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been liking Jin Soul though recently.
She's good. She's really good too. She sings really good too, but they don't like she may do a little rift, a little cute little run.
Yeah.
But she was the one that's like screaming. Not in a bad way, but like like Young Gun screaming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I really like this performance. I thought the whole set was pretty too.
It was cute.
I think for me personally, I think I just prefer songs with when they have a lot of people and they're like harmonizing and stuff. I think I just prefer that.
Okay,
so that's probably why this stage was my favorite. Yeah,
they were cute. They were really cute. That was good. I know her name is Hassel, but I just always refer to her by her debut solo, Let Me In. So I'm going to keep calling her Let Me In. It was nice seeing Let Me In sing because, she took a break from Luna for her anxiety and whatnot. And I think she was originally the leader, but lately she has been like introducing them. Like she would say 1, 2, 3, hello, we're Luna. Like she don't be doing that no more. I think she's taking it back. I don't know, but it was nice for them to recognize the fact that she's actually like a legitimate trained vocalist, like the opera stuff. Like she comes from like a family, or I think her mother or something like that. It's like has that skill and made sure she was trained that thing. So it was nice knowing that they acknowledge like, hey, you sing well, because like Chu gets a lot of like opportunities to sing and do those notes, but Hassel has a really good tone.
Wow.
This is from me knowing Luna before they disbanded and re-debuted. So anyway. Why can't I ever be not so shady? Why can't I just let it go? I can't.
You know what's so funny too? Earlier when you mentioned main janitor as a member, why did my brain immediately go to Black Swan? How everyone's calling Leia a staff member now. They're so sick.
Is Leia the Napu head? I want more. Okay. Oh. Poor girl.
Good for her. But yeah, so the second team,
the Milky Way in the galaxy.
Yeah, the universe or the galaxy who embraced the Milky Way.
That just every time that they kept saying that, I'm like, that Milky Way would hit real good right now. That candy bar with the fluff. It was like
I was thinking that I actually just want milk, like milk. What is it called? Like a chocolate, like a hot chocolate.
Oh, with milk. Okay, with milk. Okay,
and then little marshmallows. I don't know why I was thinking that's my little Milky Way galaxy thing.
I was just thinking, the fluff with the chocolate. That'd be nice. Or crush it up and put on top of ice cream. That'd be good. Anyway, I don't know. We're on another level, but they were nice too. They were so pretty. Yoonjung. I always call her IY because I can never pronounce her name properly, and I don't want to like be disrespectful. But she did what she always does. She sings her whole spirit. Like she was just like and I'm like, sorry.
Every time I listen to a song where she's singing and she hits her note, I think back to when you told me about her and you were like, yeah, she never misses. She never misses. She won't mess up a high note. I'm just like, wow. So not every time she does a high note, I'm just like, wow, she will never mess up a high note.
If it's one thing she gonna do, she gonna sing her in high note.
Yeah.
Like, because a background on her, she was originally cut out of Cosmic Girls' debut line.
Yeah.
They didn't want her.
Yeah.
And then they threw her to produce one that said, well, we have leftover girls, so why not? And they debuted her in IY, and they're like, well, we're taking back our assets because she needs to debut with us.
Mm-hmm.
And when I don't know if the astronauts, I don't know their fandom name or whatever. I'm gonna call them the astronauts. Y'all can tell me what y'all are in the comments. I don't know if they'll fight me on this, but when she joined, things got better for them.
Yeah.
Like Secret, I Wish, all those songs. Like,
so I wonder, the one that they sang with the other Cosmic Girl, Subin, was she the old main vocalist?
Yes, she was.
Oh my gosh. Because in this episode, they were like, oh yeah, she never really got a chance to show off her vocals. And I was just like, I wonder if it's because Yeonjung and kind of took over.
Yes, you are correct.
Interesting.
She still has the main vocal title, but she just, it's like Jessica and Taeyoung. Like Jessica will be like a ooh, 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 ah, ah, and then like Taeyoung will scream.
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So why was she so nervous?
Well, when you haven't done something in a while, or when you like, like when someone usurps your position, you're probably like, dang, was I not good enough to keep my role?
I see.
Like, I mean, this is my assumption, but like, I'm sure she had to like figure out how to like get right with that in her head to be a team player, because like she's still a part of a running girl group, right? So, for her to complain like, oh, I'm not doing this, when I'm sure the team members will be like, oh, well, we have this girl doing this and she's really good at it. Like, you're good at singing too. Like, this makes us, like, I'm sure they said like, this makes our team better because now we have different colors and blah, 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 different. So I'm sure she had to do whatever she needed to get right with the change. But I'm sure like mentally, that's not something you want to like admit to yourself that like, oh, they added a new girl and I kind of got somewhat demoted in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope that made sense.
Yeah, it did. I can see that.
But she did really good too. And I'm glad she's able to have
great.
her moment to be like, hey, remember when I used to scream for you guys?
It felt like she was kind of straining, but she did what she needed to do.
I don't think the song was in her right range.
Oh yeah, but she still sounded good. Do you think so?
Oh no, I definitely do. I think she rose to the occasion, but if they like popped it down a notch, she'd been able to like reach. But they had to like, I mean, Yoongjun, like, if she's the one carrying, play to your strength, let her scream, and then like you just match her. I was proud of Eunha. She did really good.
Yeah.
When she was singing, I said, okay, you have good voice. Because I always thought when they were in G-Friend that she could really sing really well, but she never got a chance until it was Sunflower and she was singing those or whatever at the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like her. Well, I already liked her because I was like, I like the one that looked like Jessica, the one that speaks English, and the one that's really pretty, which ended up being Vivius. And then when Vivius came out, I was like, great. I don't have to focus on anyone else but the ones I like. This works for me. That was like God saying like, no, not God. I don't want to put him in this. But that was like the universe being like, we know you like them, but there's some other girls you're not. So here you go. Sorry to the G-Friend fans. So seeing Eunha like do what I always expected her to do was nice. Because she hit notes that I never heard her do. like her voice sounds more fuller at certain points rather than that baby whiny voice we're used to her doing.
Yeah, that's why I was actually really worried about this performance. Because I was like, is she just gonna like use that baby voice to sing? Which is fine if you like that, but I felt like compared to especially Yeonjung, I'm just like, that's gonna kind of clash in my opinion. But it didn't. I think it was fine.
She found a nice balance to have that belty, that full womanly voice. Because I was like, oh, you have it's a new side that I haven't seen from her that I always wanted to see, because I always felt she had good range, except the week before, when she tried
Unnatural.
She said, oh, yeah. I said, girl, I would never cover a Cosmic Girl song. I would have covered this Cosmic Girl song before Yeonjung joined.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been, because then it's like, okay, I can manage. But because I consider Yeonjung very similar to Taeyoung from Girls' Generation in terms of vocals.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you have to have some big cojones to try and cover one of their songs, unless you can.
Yeah, not anyone can just cover their song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I give her props for trying, though.
Yeah.
But this song was good. This was my second favorite of the night.
I think honestly, between the other two, I don't have a second favorite. I feel like if I had to choose based off of like aesthetics, I like this one more. Oh, no, I like this one more the most.
The flowers, the swings. I mean, the whole idea of what they, I mean, it's nice.
So nice.
It made you feel like springtime and budding romance and holding hands. It definitely worked with what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Yep.
And then number 3.
Yeah, the third one, which is 33, who performed To My Youth by Bulbagon 4, something like that, Bull 4.
That song was playing in the K-pop store when I was buying the Seraphim. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm going to hear the cover of this. I don't know, just random. Mm-hmm. I think they did a really good job. Yeah. What's the Brave Girls member? Because I always just call her Brave Girl. Minyoung. Yeah, I think she did really good. I think singing next to Hyolyn, not Hyolyn, I keep doing that for her. Hyolyn, goodness, I'm so sorry. Because Hyolyn has, their voices are powerful but different. Yeah. So I think she had to make her voice lighter to match Hyolyn. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you think that's similar.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can see that too. I feel like this performance, just overall, I love their vocals, but I feel like I couldn't appreciate it to the fullest extent because they were really about the lyrics and the story that they wanted to tell and about their lives, And I feel like because we're not Korean, I can't read Korean. I couldn't appreciate the words floating across the screen. Either. I mean, it's I can feel the song and feel their emotions, but I feel like I couldn't appreciate the full stage because think to the universe and the Milky Way. You can see their stage with the flowers and the spring. Everything's pictures. But for them, their stage was really you can see the loneliness aspect and walking alone and then meeting. But I felt with the lyrics there, I couldn't appreciate that part. I felt like I couldn't appreciate the whole stage.
I think I understand because I was reading along while they were singing and I was like, oh, okay, that's sad. But I still think they're first for me just because on terms of technicality in their vocals, I think they did really good. So I understand that part. I'm not going to take away from their performance because I still think that they deserve first place.
Yeah.
But I feel like Hyolyn is the key. It's tune in next week for when Hyolyn wins Queendom and everyone just tries to get second place.
Yeah, that's why the name of the show is Hyolyn's Queendom.
But number 2 is definitely Hold My Hand or Take My Hand. That was nice.
Wow.
I like that. That was nice. And the flowers.
Yeah, ours are totally different because for me, I like Sun and Moon. That's my number 1.
Wow.
Number 2, I mean, when I first thought about my ranking, I put Team 33 for my number 2 and G-Friend and the other Cosmic Girls for 3. But I feel like I don't feel like it's a 1, 2, 3 thing. I just feel like number 1, I like Luna and Kepler, and then the other 2 are just kind of equal to me.
It was cute, but I didn't really enjoy the Sun and Moon as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I'm only ranking number one as 33 because like they were just so good.
Oh yeah, they
but
were really good.
but in terms of my personal preference, like if it was just like outside of how can I say like objectively 33 was good. But like if it's personal preference, I think Take My Hand is my number one.
Yeah, this one is so hard because I
everyone did
made
good.
my decision just based off of kind of the singing and the songs more than the visual. But I guess when I look,
I think
I don't know,
everything
even when I
counts.
look at the full stage, if I look at the full stage, I think I would still enjoy Kepler and Luna more than the others.
Is this like due to your taste, right?
Yeah, I think it's just my taste, you know. I mean, it's like I liked certain aspects of the other two teams, but I feel like overall I just liked certain things that they did more. I don't mind the whole like standing still and singing thing. I just think that like their emotions delivered what it needed to. Like it still felt like it was telling the story aspect. Actually, yeah, when I think about it, 33 is definitely number 2. I feel like G Friend and Friends, I think would be at the bottom. When I think about the stage as a whole, their vocals were just really good, but I prefer the vocals of the other two.
This is the first time we've disagreed.
Yeah, like totally
gotta put
opposite.
on the soccer boppers and pop it out. You remember the soccer boppers? Those big old inflatable like put them in this pop pop. But no, that's fine. I mean, what like I can see where you're coming from with your like review. Like,
but when it comes down to things like this, when everyone gives a spectacular performance, it always comes down to personal preference. And then you just have to like exactly like nitpick things to choose your one. And the audience can only vote for one.
Right. I mean, I just hope that whatever goes down, that they all know that they perform really well.
Mm-hmm.
But like the first performance felt very Mnet. Like, we're gonna put you in the white dress. You stand here.
Yeah, it was very Girls Planet. Like, just stand
I wish
here.
Xiaoting was in that vocal group.
And what is she gonna do?
Exactly what I want her to do.
But you know what? If it's about harmonizing, I think that she could do it. They'll give her a little two notes.
She couldn't. She was you knew what she did.
Yeah,
she
her little Urena and Xiaoting line. I won't forget.
I was like, wow, wow. Do you know they performed Another Dream? Like it was like a special Queendom stage or something.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, all right, girl, here's your redemption arc. And she got it right, and she smiled at the end. And I said, good. All right, good.
All right, I need to watch that one.
They were sitting down, and she's like, another dream. Okay.
They were sitting?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for her. She can relax into it and make sure,
Not like they were doing anything before. They were just...
Yep.
Oh, gosh. I remember someone made a comment. They're like, stop bringing that up. She was singing an emotional song. Her voice cracked. I said,
Just like we said in episode 1 of the Planet Guardian podcast, she couldn't sing.
She was so smart and strategic. She picked every
No,
role.
she wasn't. Mnet was smart. They lined the girls up. They're like, who's the prettiest? And also, just matter of fact, who's the prettiest and who will Koreans like? You.
No, I'm saying like in terms of her choice of like performances.
Wait.
Because she's always like number 1 or 2, so she always was able to choose.
Oh, so she can choose her own. Okay.
So she always chose the ones that either she had the dance line, but not a lot of vocal or just dancing or whatever. It wasn't until the finale when she's like, "Oh, I'll try and be in center," or not. She was like, "I'll try and be main vocal," whatever she tried to do, and I said, "No, you will not." I was flabbergasted when she tried to.
She kind of ate though, because we're still talking about it to this day.
To this day.
So who's really winning?
Ruan.
Yes.
we can't let go. And I'll get off the topic. I was gonna put a lineup together and I'm like, this is what we actually really want. Now that the dust is settled, I think this is what we really wanted. But we will leave that for Twitter. Yeah, that's the vocal episode. I wish Mnet could cut the fluff or make the fluff relevant enough. That whole beginning part where they're like, who's the, pictures of young children? And I'm like, I don't care. I think Koreans love that. Like they love seeing that. And again, like this show comes on and like I think it works well, especially like if you're at a chicken joint, chicken and beer joint. Like because I have to think about the like application of where these shows are watched, like people's homes or whatever, and you just have it on TV and it runs for 2 hours. Like it's kind of like cute background noise.
Mm-hmm.
But I think stuff like that works better with like shows like Uni Slam Dunk, which I miss immensely. I don't know if you know about that show.
Yeah, I know of it. I never watched it though.
Good TV. Well, I only watched season 2 with Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think I'm dragging it on. But
I mean, unless you want to talk about the dance units, or do you want to save that for next week? Because they have the street women fighters coming in and beating them girls' asses.
Yeah, I want to save all that for next week because it's going to be juicier. But what I will say is, even though I'm not a fan of Hikaru, she was eating them girls up in that dance practice. She said,
She was. I was kind of shocked because I thought that.
Because I wasn't shocked at all because I'm like, this is what she does. Like,
I was going to say that I'm just shocked that she was eating them up that much. I knew that she would eat up G-Friend and Friends, but I mean, obviously, that was just like way obvious. Like G-Friend, they're good dancers for what G-Friend does.
Yeah.
But for the song that they chose, I'm just like, you guys don't do this. So what is going to go on here? You're going to have to rely on Kepler to carry you pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Those girls going to eat you up.
Yeah, but whatever. But I'm surprised no one chose the song that Unji and Luna chose. Well, not choose. Well, Unji chose it. Luna didn't choose. They were pushed there because when I was watching the little like teaser joints with them, when they showed in the episode, I thought that song was the best song out of all three. It was a standout to me. I was like, oh, everyone's gonna fight for this, but then everyone wanted like Purr or something.
I knew that Kepler was going to choose Purr because that was a song that they could do well.
Yeah.
Because Dayoung and Hikaru are those girls, and Xiaoting can just do her thing. Has for an East Asian woman, she has great proportions. I hope that makes sense. Like,
no, it does make sense. Yeah.
Okay, because I don't want to be misconstrued, but she has great proportions and it looks beautiful when it's danced.
Mm-hmm.
And out of all of them, she has the most dance experience. So I just knew that that's going to work well. But when I saw Hikaru eating it up as the street woman fighter was teaching, I was like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
I was like, it's done. It's done now.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, because she was smiling as she was getting it, and she's
I know she's happy that they got that song.
Because she was like she had to keep the girl in the box because she had to been this cutesy poopsy girl for Kepler, and sometimes she let it out the box and then she had to put it back in. I think she just wants to be like fierce. And she has to be like cool or cute, like especially for mask. She just has to be that cool girl, but she's like cool in a kind of way. Like I don't know.
So you want to know what I think actually when they were choosing songs? Mm-hmm. I think that Hyolyn wanted to do Purr.
Yeah.
But if she chose Purr, you have to kick out Kepler. If she did Purr with Kepler, that would have ate. But she would end up doing Purr with G-Friend.
It wouldn't. That would
not look good. That's like It would not look good.
She was strategic with her decision.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And Purr and the song that she chose are kind of similar vibes, anyways. So I think she made a good choice going with that one because her with G-Friend it just wouldn't work.
Because honestly, she would have ate them up, and not only would she ate them up
too much.
It wouldn't look good as a whole.
Exactly.
But I think with Kepler, I think G-Friend can match. Like if they work hard enough, they can like hit at least Xiaoting's like energy. Because I'm not saying they're gonna look. It's like I'm being very objective here. They won't look like Xiaoting because again, Xiaoting just has great proportions. Like she's gonna just look good.
Yeah,
but they can match her energy because in terms of like, she's not as bombastic as Hikaru. Like their vibes are just different, but they can match her energy. So hopefully they can create something new. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. Honestly, in that team, I think that Kepler is going to hard carry. And I know we shouldn't judge because we haven't seen the performances, But
But
just
we
even
know
based off
these
of their
girls.
styling, yeah, even just based off their styling, I saw styling and I was like, that doesn't fit
The
her
orange
at
hair,
all.
the
Yes, that orange hair.
hat.
No, it doesn't fit her at
Is
all.
that
Her
a
face
wig?
is like,
I hope she didn't bleach her hair. Like, oh,
I don't, honestly, to me, it looks like a wig. I don't think that it
good.
was her hair. It looked
Because
a little bit
I'm like,
wiggy.
you have vivids to do after this show. Like, you need to give us more bop bop. Like,
Yeah. Like Kepler, I don't really remember Kepler styling, but I feel like because of the way that they dance and they're really like fierce and energetic, they could be fine with any styling. But with G-Friend, their styling really matters for this. And I feel like they missed the mark on their styling, but we'll see on the
well,
actual
that's
stage.
not their choice. You know, the stylist said, "We'll put you in this."
No, she needs to be like Irene and be like, no, don't do my makeup like that. I don't like that. Smack them around and bully them. I don't want orange hair. Maybe she wanted orange hair.
Irene, Irene, women can't love women. Irene.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
She took that woman's hand. She, Irene, I want to marry you. Took her hand. Women can't love women. I said, girl, I will never forget that. I kept bringing this up for years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, what an interesting character that girl is. I hope she's eating great. Next is gonna be good. I think the dance is gonna be fierce.
I really enjoyed
Heejin. I think that's the she looked good.
Heejin.
From Luna. Yeah. She looks, but she always looks, this is off topic, but it always really surprises me when she talks and how she sings, because it's very different.
Oh.
Because how she has that deep, oh yes, we're gonna work really hard together as a team. And then when she sings, she has that interesting voice. And I'm like,
maybe that's why I started to notice her recently, because the two that stood out for me these last two episodes is Jinsol and Heejin. Okay. But I think it's because when she's speaking, I like her voice.
She has a good speaking voice. It's interesting. Yeah. It's just when you see her face and when she talks, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that to come out. But then when she sings, it's like a different thing. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But she's going to do good too, because you know she's
fierce. They look real.
She's good. She's a Mix 9 alumni. So
Mix 9.
Mm-hmm.
Was she supposed to debut? Like she made it to the end.
She made it to the they weren't going to debut because you know it was boys versus girls, and they weren't going to made it to the debut, YG. Right? But she made it to the female debut lineup.
Yeah. Oh so, wow.
Yeah, I mean, besides her being talented, like she's the way I see it is if you've survived one survival show, you can manage. You know, that's why homegirl from IOI is this. She don't be messing with them high notes because she already been through the Produce 101 train. So, you know, you can really see these, like, I think those survival shows, even though they're just like a show and it's, you know, a job, it does train you for when you have to be in these like type of activities, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yep. Wow.
I think we hit it. I think we had more to say than I intended on saying.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just want to say one more thing though.
What's that?
Sola and WJSN, her angel edit was so cute. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was adorable. Like literally every time that she was on screen, it was just the glistening and this just all the stuff. I'm just like, that's so cute. I love her.
Yeah, she deserved it.
Yeah.
I wonder how the 3 girls that aren't going to ever join Cosmic Girls are doing.
3?
Yeah, there's the one Chinese girl that's a model actress, the other 2 rocket girls that are never coming back.
Now I'm confused about the Cosmic Girls members because I follow them on Instagram and they just posted something saying that Cosmic Girls is going to be performing somewhere soon. And it was a picture of 10 members.
Yeah, because it's only going to be 10.
Wait, isn't it? Oh, they added IOI, so it's 13. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I forgot the math. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna be 10. Okay.
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's 12.
People keep saying they originally was 12, but then it became 13. And then those 2. Then they sent one girl to China to do Idol Producer, which later became not Chuang. The Idol Producer show became Youth With You. That's what it transformed into. And she never went back. And then the other 2
is she the same one who's on that boring Chinese show we tried to watch?
I don't know. The one you keep saying she's in jail, but I don't know what that's about.
No. Okay, that's a different one.
But no, she's doing her thing. She was on the idol producer show with Pinky from IOI, and then the other two girls went to Chuong and then never came back because they got first and second, which I'm sure felt somewhat rigged considering they came from Yehua. But we're going to leave that conversation for another time. But they're never coming back. Yeah. But what's surprising is normally I'm into groups with like international members, but I don't get mad at me, y'all. When the Chinese members left, I was like, oh, there's some interesting energy here, because I felt like the girls were like, okay, they're gone, they're popular. Now we gotta figure out like, what do we have to do to make it work? Because like the girl who went to Idol Producer, she was a center originally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did they make her the center?
I mean, she's a model and actress for a reason.
No, they made her the center in Cosmic Girls.
Right. She had the look.
That's weird though.
I mean,
was Cosmic Girls a Starship and Yehua like collab group?
They were.
Oh, so probably Yehua was like, yeah, we want her to be like a center member. Okay, I guess that makes sense if it's like that.
I mean,
but I just can't imagine a Korean company saying, yeah, Chinese girl center, you know?
I mean, Ning Ning's the main vocal, and that would have never happened a long time ago.
Yeah, but honestly, they're trying to like make Ning Ning and Winter like a split main vocal situation going on.
Yeah, I see it. That's a Selby Wendy situation. We all know who's first. Who's the real one? Yeah. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. We can play stupid if we want to, but you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and then you go watch an SBS show live, and then you realize who's the real main vocalist.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay. But anyway,
Big Me said everything.
Yeah, this episode went better than I expected, because I was like, we were like, I don't think it's going to be a long one, but we had stuff to say. We had more stuff to say, so that's good. Yeah, tell us what you guys think in the comments about this show, or anything we had to say, or just anything in general. This is an off-topic thing, but you know, if you have some dollars to spare and you want to support a new girl group, LE SSERAFIM just came out with Fearless.
Yes, LE SSERAFIM with one of my number one K-pop biases, Yoonjin. You guys know since Produce 48. I think I mentioned her quite a few times when we were on Girls Planet podcast. I mentioned Yoonjin a lot. Like I was like, and then your girl Sakura. So
somehow they came into the same group.
Yes, in the same group. So go buy LE SSERAFIM's album. I haven't bought it yet, but
I think the universe is like, if this doesn't work out, they're going to have a lot of hard times. We need to put them there.
Yeah.
Just have something to talk about. But, you know, anyway, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Leave your comments. We always like to reply as best we can. And we'll talk next time. Next week, we may be delayed because Aneesa and I are going to go see Twice. But we'll be back the following week with all the good reviews and giving you guys all the content that we love doing for you guys. So until then, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.